Hi, I'm Camille Kooi with my home group, and today we are with life coach and hypnotherapist Taressa Riazzi.
Hypnotherapy, as we kind of alluded to earlier, from a clinical perspective, is where a client comes in and they have a specific objective or goal that they want to achieve. And usually, again, they've tried everything to achieve their goal. And so it's really allowing us the ability to utilize the subconscious mind, right? And so if you think about our mind, the analogy that I give is an iceberg. And as we know, about 90% of that iceberg is underwater. We're only seeing that top 10%. And the same thing with our subconscious mind. Our subconscious controls a lot of those automatic behaviors that we think are, like when we get into a car, right? We get into a car, we already know what to do. Like it's so ingrained in us, we don't have to think, oh, I need to do this and then this. So that's an example of us utilizing our subconscious. And so when we use the subconscious, we can create impactful changes really, really rapidly. And so what I do is I put a client into an altered state of conscious awareness. And essentially, it's nothing scary, it's nothing intimidating. All it means is that we're quieting the conscious mind. We're quieting it. And in fact, you do it when you're at the movies. So you're at the movies, people are chewing popcorn all around you, but you're feeling the emotions of the movie because you're laughing, you're crying. Everyone knows how to be hypnotized. Everybody can be hypnotized. You already do it in and out when you're driving or watching a movie.
What kind of opportunity presented itself to where you thought this would be a great...
I actually was getting ready to go to school for nutrition. It was a time in my life where I really had a lot of struggles. I was a single mom kind of going through my own depression at this time in my life. I became super captivated by holistic nutrition. And I stumbled upon a school that had a great program for that. Enrolled in the school, and of course when you enroll in a program, they want you to have additional classes and stuff. So hypnosis was one of those classes. Up until this point, I really didn't know much about it. I really, maybe heard about it in the comedy sort of arena. Had not experienced it. But the decision to take that initial course changed the entire trajectory of my life.
That's awesome.
And so once I completed that class, I decided to do the entire program. Once I was done with school, I realized not only is this a tool that is incredibly effective, but this is where my true passion is. So I'm interested in nutrition. It's great to have that knowledge to bring into sessions for clients or with my children. But really, hypnosis and life coaching is something that really allows me to there's this quote that I think of that comes to mind. It's, be the person that you wish you had when you were younger, right? And so it really allows me to facilitate change quite rapidly, and it's exciting. And I'm great at overthinking. I'm great at overthinking everything, right? So I definitely have worked to reduce that over analysis of everything. I definitely focus more on progress, not perfection. I think that's something that got me stuck for a very long time. And it's easy. It's like, hey, I want to show up as my best self and only produce my best work. But guess what? I'm not going to show up with anything at all. You know what I mean? And so very good at overthinking. And the reality is that overthinking, it doesn't come from an internal place. Usually it comes from a place of, I want this person, I want to be approved, I don't want to be judged, I want to be accepted, I want to feel good enough. And so I really would have worked on that much sooner so that I could get more content out.
Do you think some of those realizations that you've made actually just come with age in itself, age and experience?
So I was thinking about this earlier. Yes and no. I don't think that age is everything. I don't. I think that it certainly plays a role. I find that sometimes we get to a place where a combination of age and our own self-growth and self-love to where we tolerate a lot less. You know what I mean? So I definitely believe that changes can happen strictly based on age. I don't think that's the end-all be-all. I work with clients. Again, I kind of mentioned I see clients basically who I was 20 years ago, right? That person might be 80 years old. That person might be 15 years old. But they have the same troubles that I had. And I've seen clients that have been 80, have been 70, and are still struggling with that stuff, right? And one of the things that I think is important to note is that these are really universal issues, right? And not just the perfectionism, but the kind of stuff that I work with clients on. I think sometimes we're so afraid of opening up or stigma being attached or feeling weak. It's very vulnerable, right? And so, but I worked with clients that you'd be amazed, you know, to think, oh wow, they're struggling, because you're not, nobody's exempt from a lot of these goals. The top goal that I would say, if I had to like narrow it down, really is allowing people to feel worthy and to feel good enough. So they might come in and they might say, hey, I want to work on weight loss, which is the top goal I see. Or I might want to work on success within my practice or my business, right? But the bottom line is that if you don't feel worthy and you don't feel good enough, it's gonna be much harder to get there. You're gonna sabotage yourself, you're gonna really struggle. And so usually there's an aspect of self-worth and self-sabotage that we're examining no matter what they're coming in for.